Hi. What's your favorite subject in school?
I really enjoy studying English. How about you?
I find math challenging, but it's interesting. What other subjects do you like?
I also like biology. Learning about living things is fascinating to me.
That's great. How about history? Do you find it interesting?
Yes, I do. I find it fascinating to learn about the past and how it has shaped the present.
That's interesting. I enjoy art as well. Drawing and being creative is fun for me.
That's awesome. Being able to express yourself through art is a wonderful skill.
Definitely. What about science? Do you enjoy conducting experiments?
Yes, I do. Science experiments help me understand the world around us better.
That's great. Do you have any least favorite subjects?
Well, I find geography a bit challenging. Remembering all the countries and capitals is tough.
I understand. Geography can be tricky. For me, it's physics. Understanding the laws of motion can be difficult.
I agree. Physics can be complex. But it's interesting to learn about the principles behind how things work.
Absolutely. It's important to find ways to make challenging subjects more engaging and enjoyable.
That's true. Sometimes finding different study methods or asking for help can make a difference.
Definitely. It's also helpful to focus on the subjects we enjoy to stay motivated and engaged in our studies.
I agree completely. When we have a genuine interest in a subject, it becomes easier to learn and excel in it.
Absolutely. It's important to have a positive attitude towards our studies and embrace the learning process.
I couldn't agree more. Developing a growth mindset and being open to new knowledge is crucial.
Absolutely. It's also important to remember that everyone has different strengths and preferences in different subjects.
That's a great point. We should respect and support each other's interests and strengths.
Exactly. By appreciating the diversity of interests, we can create a positive and inclusive learning environment.
Absolutely. We can also learn from each other by sharing our knowledge and experiences in different subjects.
That's true. Collaboration and teamwork can help us gain a broader understanding of various subjects.
Indeed. Together, we can create a supportive and stimulating learning environment where everyone can thrive.
I completely agree. Let's continue to explore and enjoy our school subjects while supporting each other's growth.
Sounds like a plan. Here's to embracing the joy of learning and making the most of our educational journey.
Cheers to that. Let's keep pursuing knowledge and embracing the opportunities our education provides us.
Absolutely. Thank you for this inspiring conversation.
You're welcome. It was a pleasure discussing our favorite subjects. Keep up the great work.
You too. Good luck with your studies.
Good morning, everyone. Today, I would like to talk about my favorite hobby, playing the guitar.
That sounds interesting. Please go ahead.
Thank you. Playing the guitar brings me so much joy. I started learning 2 years ago, and it has become a big part of my life.
That's wonderful. Do you play any specific type of music?
Yes, I enjoy playing various genres like rock, pop, and blues. It allows me to express myself and relax.
That's great. Have you performed in front of an audience?
Yes, I have. I've played at school events and even participated in a small local concert. It was an amazing experience.
I can imagine. It takes courage to perform in front of others. How do you feel when you play?
When I play, I feel a sense of freedom and happiness. It helps me escape from daily stress and immerse myself in the music.
That's fantastic. Music has a way of touching our emotions. Thank you for sharing your passion for playing the guitar.
You're welcome. I'm glad I could share it with all of you. Now, I would love to hear about one of your hobbies.
Sure. I would like to talk about my love for photography.
That sounds fascinating. Please go ahead.
Photography allows me to capture special moments and express my creativity. I enjoy exploring different subjects and experimenting with angles and lighting.
That's amazing. What do you enjoy photographing the most?
I love taking pictures of nature, landscapes, and people. It's a way for me to preserve memories and appreciate the beauty around us.
That's wonderful. Do you have any favorite photographs you'd like to share?
Yes, here are some pictures I took during my recent vacation. This one is of a breathtaking sunset by the beach.
Wow, the colors are so vibrant. You really captured the beauty of that moment.
Thank you. Photography allows me to share my perspective and evoke emotions through images.
It's truly an art form. Have you considered exhibiting your work or participating in photography contests?
I haven't thought about it, but it's something I would love to explore in the future.
That would be fantastic. Your talent deserves recognition. Thank you for sharing your passion for photography.
You're welcome. I'm glad I could share it with all of you. Presenting in front of the class can be a great way to gain confidence and share our interests.
Absolutely. It's inspiring to see everyone's unique talents and hobbies. Thank you all for your wonderful presentations.
Thank you, everyone, for listening. Let's continue to support and encourage each other's passions.
Hi there. The final tests are coming up, and I'm feeling a bit stressed. Do you have any study tips or strategies to share?
Sure thing. One good idea is to make a study plan. Set specific times for each subject and take short breaks in between to stay focused.
That sounds helpful. How do you stay motivated while studying?
Setting goals can help you stay motivated. Break your study material into smaller tasks and reward yourself after completing each task.
That's a great idea. I often struggle with remembering information. Any tips for better memory?
One technique is to use flashcards. Write down important concepts or words on one side and the explanation or meaning on the other side.
Flashcards sound like a useful tool. How about dealing with exam stress? It always affects me.
It's important to take care of yourself during exams. Get enough sleep, eat healthy food, and use relaxation techniques like deep breathing or meditation.
I'll make sure to take care of myself. What about answering essay questions or long answer questions?
For those types of questions, it helps to practice making outlines or diagrams to organize your thoughts before writing your answer.
Diagrams can help structure my answers. Sometimes I get stuck during exams. Any advice for that?
If you get stuck on a question, don't panic. Move on to the next question and come back to it later with a fresh mind. Time management is important.
That makes sense. I tend to rush through exams. How can I manage my time better?
Try to allocate a specific amount of time for each question based on its marks or difficulty. This way, you won't spend too much time on a single question.
I'll start practicing time management. Do you have any general tips for the day of the exam itself?
Make sure you arrive early, so you have time to get settled. Read the instructions carefully and manage your time wisely throughout the exam.
Good advice. I often forget to review my answers. How can I avoid that?
Leave some time at the end to check your answers. Look for any mistakes or areas where you can add more information. It's important for accuracy.
I'll be sure to set aside time for review. Exams can be stressful. How do you stay calm and focused during the exam?
Deep breathing exercises can help you stay calm. Take a few deep breaths if you start feeling anxious and remind yourself that you are prepared.
I'll try the deep breathing technique. Thanks for all the helpful tips. I feel more confident now.
You're welcome. Remember, being prepared is important, but also believe in yourself. You can do it. Good luck with your exams.
Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate it. Good luck to you too.
Thank you. Let's do our best. We can celebrate our hard work once the exams are over.
Hi, let's start our group project meeting. We need to split the work. Who wants to do research?
I can do the research. I like finding information in good sources.
Great. I'll make the slides for the presentation. Who wants to do the writing?
I can write. I'm good at organizing ideas and writing clearly.
Perfect. Now, let's think of ideas for our project. Any suggestions?
How about studying social media's impact on society? We can talk about the good and bad things.
That sounds interesting. We can also show how social media has affected different businesses. Let's write down our ideas.
Good idea. We can make a picture with our thoughts and how they connect.
Excellent. That will help us stay organized. Now, let's plan how we'll present. Should we start with an introduction, then talk about the main things, and end with a summary?
Yes, that's a good plan. We can say what our project is about, share our research, and then summarize and give advice.
Agreed. It'll help people understand. We should also use pictures like charts or graphs to show the information.
Definitely. Pictures will make our presentation more interesting and help explain the data.
Let's decide when each part should be done. Research by next week, writing the week after, and presentation making the week after that.
That sounds fair. We should choose specific dates and check in with each other often to make sure we're making progress.
Yes, talking is important. We can have short meetings to discuss any problems or questions we have.
That's a good idea. Meeting regularly will keep us on track and let us help each other.
After we finish, we'll need to practice the presentation. We should practice together to get better at talking and timing.
Okay. Practicing will make us feel more confident and help us give a good presentation to the class.
Finally, we should give each other advice and make any changes before the day we present.
That's a good plan. Nice advice will help us make our project better.
Overall, I think we have a good plan. Let's work together and make a great project.
I'm happy to work with you. I'm sure that if we work hard, our project will be successful.
Yes, we'll be a good team. Let's do our best and show our classmates and teacher how good our project is.
I agree. Let's start and make a project we can be proud of.
Good morning. Today, let's talk about school rules and policies. They help maintain order and create a safe learning environment.
What are some common school rules that students should follow?
Well, one rule is to arrive on time. It's important to be punctual and ready for the day's lessons.
That makes sense. What about dress code policies? Are there any specific guidelines for clothing?
Yes, many schools have dress codes. They usually require students to dress modestly and avoid clothing that may be distracting or inappropriate.
I see. How about cell phones? Can students bring them to school?
Some schools allow students to bring cell phones, but they usually have rules for their use. For example, they may need to be turned off during class.
That's understandable. What about behavior and discipline? Are there consequences for misbehavior?
Yes, schools have disciplinary policies. Consequences can include warnings, detention, or even suspension for serious offenses. It's important to follow the rules and behave respectfully.
It's good that schools take discipline seriously. What about homework and assignments? Are there any rules regarding those?
Absolutely. Schools have policies for completing homework and assignments on time. They teach students responsibility and help them stay organized.
I agree. It's important to develop good study habits. Are there any rules regarding study groups or collaboration?
Yes, some schools allow study groups and collaboration, as long as it's done in a fair and respectful manner. It can be a great way to learn from each other.
That sounds beneficial. How about extracurricular activities? Are there any rules or guidelines for participating in them?
Definitely. Schools often have rules for joining extracurricular activities. They may require students to maintain a certain grade point average or attend regular practices.
That encourages students to balance their academic and extracurricular commitments. Are there any specific consequences for breaking the rules?
Yes, consequences can vary depending on the severity of the rule violation. It can range from warnings to meetings with parents or even temporary suspension.
It's important for students to understand the consequences and take responsibility for their actions. Are there any rules regarding respect and inclusivity?
Absolutely. Schools promote respect and inclusivity. They have rules against bullying, discrimination, and any behavior that may harm others or create an unsafe environment.
That's great to hear. Every student deserves to feel safe and respected at school. How can students learn about these rules and policies?
Schools usually provide students with a student handbook or code of conduct that outlines the rules and policies. Teachers and administrators also communicate them to students.
It's important for students to familiarize themselves with these rules and ask questions if they're unsure. Thank you for explaining the school rules and policies.
You're welcome. Following school rules and policies helps create a positive learning environment for everyone. Let's make sure to abide by them.
I think technology has made our lives easier. It helps us connect with people from all over the world.
I agree. Technology has definitely made things more convenient and improved how we communicate. But it also has some problems. It can be addictive and make us forget to talk face to face.
That's true. We need to find a good balance between using technology for its benefits and not relying on it too much.
Exactly. We should use technology to make our lives better, but not let it control us. It's important to spend time with people in real life too.
I agree completely. We should have meaningful relationships and do things that don't need technology all the time.
Now let's talk about learning a foreign language. What do you think about it?
I think it's really valuable to learn a foreign language. It helps us understand different cultures, improves how we talk, and makes our brains work better.
I think the same. Learning a foreign language lets us talk to people from different countries and learn new things about the world.
Yes, exactly. It also shows respect for other cultures and can help us get better jobs.
I have a question about learning languages. What's the best way to do it?
Well, there isn't just one way. It depends on how you like to learn. Some people like going to a different country, while others like being in a classroom.
That's right. It's important to be interested in learning and keep practicing no matter how you do it.
Yes, that's true. Practice and using the language by talking, reading, and writing are really important.
I agree completely. It's also good to talk with people who speak the language or join a language group.
That's a great idea. Talking with native speakers helps us get better at speaking and understand their culture too.
Now, let's talk about social media. What do you think about it?
I think social media is good and bad. It helps us connect with people and learn about important things, but it can also be mean and make people too interested in their phones.
I agree with you. Social media can bring people together and show us things, but we need to be careful about our privacy and how it makes us feel.
Yes, that's important. We should use social media wisely and think about what we see and share.
That's true. We should also be smart and check if what we see on social media is true before we believe it.
That's a good point. We need to think carefully and check facts because there's so much information on social media.
Let's talk about one more thing, exercise. What do you think about it?
I think exercise is really important for us. It helps our bodies, makes us feel happy, and reduces stress.
I think the same. Regular exercise not only makes us stronger but also helps us think better and live longer.
Yes, exactly. We should make time for exercise every day and find activities that we enjoy doing.
I agree. Doing different exercises like walking, lifting weights, and stretching can be good for us too.
Absolutely. We should listen to our bodies, set realistic goals, and do things that make us happy and healthy.
Well said. Thanks for sharing your thoughts. It was a great discussion.
Thank you too. I enjoyed talking with you. These conversations help us learn from each other and see different ideas.
I look forward to our next talk in class. Good evening, Ms. Johnson. Thank you for taking the time to meet with me today.
Good evening, Mr. Davis. It's my pleasure. I wanted to discuss your son's progress in class.
I appreciate that. How is he doing academically?
Overall, he's been performing well. However, I've noticed a slight decline in his math scores recently.
I see. Is there anything specific we can do to help him improve in math?
Encouraging him to practice regularly and providing extra support at home can make a significant difference.
I understand. We'll make sure to allocate more time for math practice and seek additional resources if needed.
That's great to hear. It's crucial to reinforce the concepts taught in class through consistent practice.
Definitely. We want to ensure he stays on track and develops a strong foundation in math.
Absolutely. In terms of behavior, he's been respectful and attentive in class. I appreciate his positive attitude.
Thank you for letting me know. We've been emphasizing the importance of good behavior and respect at home as well.
That's wonderful. Consistency between home and school helps reinforce positive behaviors.
We'll continue to support and encourage him in maintaining his positive attitude and behavior.
Thank you, Mr. Davis. Open communication and collaboration between parents and teachers greatly benefit the student's progress.
I completely agree, Ms. Johnson. It's important for us to work together to ensure his success.
Indeed. Now, let's discuss his strengths. He excels in reading and writing. His creativity and expression are commendable.
That's great to hear. We've always encouraged him to read and write, and it's rewarding to see his progress.
It's evident that he has a passion for literature and storytelling. Nurturing his talents will further enhance his skills.
We'll definitely continue to support and encourage his love for reading and writing. It's a valuable asset for his future.
Excellent. Lastly, I'd like to discuss setting goals for his overall development. Are there any specific areas you'd like to focus on?
I believe developing his problem-solving and critical thinking skills would be beneficial for his academic growth.
That's a great goal. Encouraging him to think analytically and approach challenges with a problem-solving mindset is important.
Agreed. We'll provide him with opportunities to engage in activities that promote critical thinking and problem solving.
Fantastic. With our combined efforts, I'm confident that he will continue to progress and reach his full potential.
Thank you for your guidance, Ms. Johnson. We appreciate your dedication and support in his education.
You're welcome, Mr. Davis. It's a pleasure working with you. Together, we can help him thrive academically and personally.
Absolutely. Let's keep the lines of communication open and work collaboratively for his success.
I couldn't agree more. Thank you for attending this meeting. Please feel free to reach out if you have any further concerns or questions.
Thank you, Ms. Johnson. We value your expertise and look forward to our continued partnership.
Likewise, Mr. Davis. Have a wonderful evening, and let's stay connected for his progress updates.
Certainly, Ms. Johnson. Take care, and thank you once again for your time and insights.
You're welcome, Mr. Davis. Take care and have a great evening as well. Goodbye for now.
Goodbye, Ms. Johnson. Have a pleasant evening.